Hello and welcome to the Holly Doss Show. This is your host, Holly Doss. I'm actually on a mission to help as many of you as possible get in touch with your higher selves, break free from ego identities, raise your frequencies, and become the best version of yourself. So let's get started. Hello, everyone. Welcome back and welcome to my show. If this is your first time joining me, I feel it is no accident you are here. I strongly believe that we all find the education and the teachers when lessons are ready to be learned. And so I welcome you to the knowledge that I'm going to speak about today, and I hope that you will subscribe and stay with me each week. You know, my background is in art, interior design, and color theory. That's where my education and my college degrees lie. And that knowledge led me to start a makeup line 20 years ago. When I first started out, my artistic goal was to create personalized color palettes for girls and women, and then eventually I had unisex palettes. But I wanted to create these color palettes so that women would look and feel their best no matter what the trends were. I didn't want people to continue to try to wear a color that just would not ever look good on them no matter what. But on a deeper level, I had a spiritual goal. I had an intention to lift these customers up and out of more than just their makeup rut. Because I could see and feel and hear a lot of pain, obstacles, and brokenness from those who were sitting in my makeup or my consultation chair. And I realized that by my selecting color palettes for them, it was only going to be half the battle and sending them home feeling better. And I knew this because my own journey to self-realization has been full of challenges, obstacles, and lessons, and my overcoming them took way more than just changing my makeup look. It took work and it took the right mindset. So I set an intention early in my career that I would help my customers on every level, the inside and the outside. And because I set that intention, I began attracting mostly customers who wanted more than just a new look. I started attracting customers who wanted more knowledge, more wisdom, more change in their lives. And true to that law, the law of cause and effect, my brand started to grow and shift in ways I could have never imagined. The outer beauty aspect expanded past makeup and into skincare, supplements, home decor, and the inner beauty piece began to emerge first as a private coaching practice and then manifested into what is now my weekly podcast. So as I continue a path of growth, professionally and personally, I invite you to join me each week through whichever podcast platform that you frequent the most. Because if you are in a place where a shift in mindset could change your life, I do feel that the knowledge I'm going to share, that I've shared so far and that I'm going to continue to share, will feed your spirit. And we all need that so much right now. And if you know someone who could benefit from the content that I provide, please share the link to my podcast or to whichever episode you feel would speak to them. Send them the link or share it on your social media so that these things are readily available, because you know as well as I do that you can hardly get on any website, any feed, anywhere and find spiritual nourishment. It's not the trending topic. And that is why today we are going to talk about what we allow into our minds. And I want to talk about this because I have found that most people are stuck absorbing fear, doubt, lack, and worry, especially over the last year and a half. We're stuck in this place as a society, and we're not seeing and getting and adhering to the bigger message that the universe is trying to send us, which is that we need to grow beyond our current thought patterns if we want advancement in our souls. Now, most people, maybe even you, have succumbed to these fears. Maybe you've taken sides on all the big hot topics. But I believe that the universe wants us to play bigger. I don't believe that the universe wants us to allow low vibrating entities such as government and media into our frame of reference. It cannot get into our mindset, because what happens is that fear, doubt, lack, and worry becomes so prevalent that our thought processes start to take over. We start rehearsing things that are probably never going to happen, but we start just on repetition, just repeating thoughts and fears and speaking them out loud to people and voicing them and taking a side. We're playing into that hand instead of being bigger. And if you imprint a vision into your mind often enough, it will eventually come to you. So why not make those visions, make those thoughts, make those words that you speak each day work for you instead of against you? Now, we're going to talk about how to use that to your advantage in a few minutes. But if you have fallen prey to the habit or the addiction of fear, doubt, lack, and worry recently, then let's open your awareness to a place of what else is possible. Let's get you to a place of accepting and loving others so much that you let them choose for themselves what to do with their lives, with their earthly bodies. Let's get you to such of a place of awareness that you stop listening to the media altogether. Let's get you to a place where you're not hanging around low vibrating individuals. Let's get you to a place where you only allow in what you want to experience. Now, how do you do that? You do that by speaking and hearing what you want to experience, not what you don't want to experience. So let's start with what you're allowing in presently. What you hear, who you hang around. You need to take an inventory. You need to list this out. What are you listening to? Whether it be YouTube or mainstream media or political podcasts, it doesn't matter. They're all the same. They're all low vibrating entities. Anything that's provoking any kind of emotion in you that is not lifting your frequency, then it is lowering it. So take a look at what you're listening to. I also want you to take a look at what you're reading. Are you on some of these social media platforms where it's negative comment after negative comment? Where are you scrolling? What are the articles that you're reading? What are you clicking on? And then I want you to take a look at who you're surrounding yourself with the most. This is your starting point. You may even want to list out each item and sit with it for a few minutes so that you can feel the emotional charge that it brings up in you. Does a certain podcast invoke anger or leave you just furious at the opposing political side? Is there a particular channel you're watching that leaves you feeling scared, hopeless, and doomed about life in general? I want you to sit with those feelings, and anything that brings up fear, doubt, worry, and lack in you, I want you to delete them. Delete them from your routine, and I want you to quit them cold turkey. There is no tapering off. You aren't going to raise your frequency by tapering off. This is not stopping smoking cigarettes. This is stopping an energetic field from entering into your vortex. And the same goes for surrounding yourself with peers who gossip, fearmonger, and judge, who are not trustworthy, who manipulate. Separate yourself. Love them and want the universe for them. But separate from their energy, because energy matters. There's a saying, you've probably heard it: small minds talk about people, mediocre minds talk about world events, and powerful minds talk about creating possibilities. And there's a lot of truth there. So to step into a greater awareness, recognize where the people around you sit energetically, and then you decide if they match the frequency you want to elevate to. Now, if it's a coworker or a member of your household, then just lovingly limit the contact. You don't have to make a big announcement. It doesn't have to be dramatic. Doesn't have to be a fight. Just limit the contact. And if that's not totally possible, then what I want you to do is just fill up your tank with positive conversation starters about your big ideas, your big dreams, your big visions, the goals you're setting for yourselves, the things you want to create. You carry the conversation. And if you're met with awkwardness or harsh criticism, simply state that, I'm making some changes in my life, and I'm not going to participate in any conversation that doesn't feel right for me anymore. And if that doesn't work, channel me, because I'm very strict about who and what I allow into my vortex. If I set a boundary to protect my energetic field and it's challenged by someone, I let whoever that is know pretty quickly that I do what the fuck I want. I am a grown-ass woman, and I get to decide what I let into my head. You want to play small? Go find another playmate. But I'm not doing that. I don't play like that. And you have to make these changes to expand your awareness. You've got to be able to stand that firm in your dedication to transforming to a higher level. Because there's always going to be people trying to tear you down. There's always going to be naysayers and people trying to provoke fear. It's just a heightened sense of fear right now. It is magnified. This pandemic has magnified everyone's stuff. There is nothing like having someone in your life who is determined to project their fear onto you. Even if you're saying, no thanks, I'm a grown-ass woman. They're going to push on anyway and then get mad if you don't agree. But that's okay. Let them. You stand up for your energy, for your awareness. Don't listen to media. Don't listen to material that's got you in a place of fear. It's all garbage. Anything that keeps you afraid, anything that keeps you in a place of judgment, anything that's keeping you in your ego and in a place of feeling superior, stop listening to it. Stop listening to anything that promotes that. Stop listening to anything that promotes division or anything that promotes a scenario that lack is coming. Lack is coming for us. Stop entering these conversations based on future scenarios or conspiracy theories or government or bad news. It is all vibrating at the lowest possible frequency. Don't just do it to expand your awareness either. Do it for your health, for your ability to manifest abundance and wealth. You certainly can't manifest and attract anything if you've got fear in the forefront. Do it for your soul's evolution. Stop going against the grain. Stop positioning yourself into a position of righteousness. Stop putting yourself down. Stop putting others down. Stop hanging on to past events that you wish were different or that you feel you were mistreated. Stop being a victim. Rise up. Rise up to a place where you are only speaking and only allowing in what you want to experience. Now, how do you use the energy that you used to spend on toxic creation and change that into possibility creation? Well, I'm going to get into all of that. But first, let's take a quick break and hear a message from our sponsor. I am absolutely obsessed with Baby Mama vitamins and supplements. If you have never heard of them, then you have got to check them out. Baby Mama was created by a mom who had a lot of uncomfortable and frustrating symptoms after pregnancy. And the vitamins are made to treat the nutritional deficiencies caused by these hormonal disruptions, such as pregnancy, menopause. It can be anything like surgery, sickness, even COVID, anything that disrupts your hormones. So I take their Hair Repair Max for faster hair growth. I also take their Praise Bee vegan superfood for energy. And on days that I have water retention or bloating, I take their amazing supplement called Ripped. Another thing that is so great about Baby Mama is that they've got an online quiz that will help you determine which products are right for your specific condition. So you can go on this quiz and enter all of your symptoms, and it will send you a page that is personalized just for you. So right now, for the amazing Holly Doss listeners, you can get 15% off of your entire order by entering the gift code HOLLY15. So go to babymama.online and enter the gift code HOLLY15 at checkout to get 15% off your entire order. You will not be sorry. Thanks, Baby Mama. So how do you use the energy you used to spend on toxic creation and turn that into possibility creation? Because remember, that's important because the universe does not know the difference between what you want and what you don't want. It only responds to repetitive thoughts. So let those thoughts be full of creativity, full of deep perspective, deep awareness, deep spiritual growth. That you are consuming possibility on a regular basis. Let those thoughts consume you to a point that you walk lighter in this world. Consume possibility on such a regular basis, and then start watching your life transform. You will no longer long for anything or anyone. You will no longer dread seeing what another person has that you don't have or that you wish to possess. You will shift into a place of wanting everything for everyone. You will stop that pit in your stomach from forming each day because you're not feeding that pit with fear. You will stop using words and phrases. The if this, the then that, he or she needs to do X, Y, Z. You won't even use those phrases anymore. You won't even say should have or ought to, because you are living in a deeper state of awareness where you're fully unattached to outcomes. You will start to see everything that happens to you as a pivot or a genesis for further growth. You will start to become who you are supposed to be. You will start seeing your soul's path so clearly that you're guided by an inner knowing when faced with the decisions. And you will have no questions about which way to turn. You'll begin to let go of what and who no longer serves you. You will be so deeply rooted in awareness that fear, doubt, lack, and worry will never, ever have a front row seat in your life again. Let me tell you a story that my spiritual teacher, Reverend Michael Beckwith, was speaking about recently. A large group of people decided to form a protest against their government in Italy. Now, the crowd was mixed with vaccinated and unvaccinated. The vaccinated people showed up at the protest and burned their vaccine cards to show that they were no longer going to participate in the Italian government's attempt to create a two-tiered society. They all chanted and shouted together that they were all one. Do you think that crowd, do you think any member of that crowd was still listening to conspiracy theories or political outlets or mainstream media when they arrived at that level of consciousness? No. They may have listened to that crowd before or had the habit of discussing their fears with their family and friends. I think a lot of people did. But at the point of that protest, they had realized that the government's attempt to manipulate, control, and divide them did not align with their core spiritual beliefs. They all knew. They had the inner knowing that we're all one. And that is where you want to be. At a place where man-made force is no longer something that you're willing to accept. You want to be at a place where you are unwilling to accept the earthbound, low-vibrating bullshit world of fear, lack, worry, doubt, gossip, jealousy, and divide. And when you get that, your soul will shift. Your frequency will shift. You will begin to experience more abundance, more hope, more love, more unity. And because of that, you will start to reverse physical manifestations of your old thought patterns. You're going to find healing, maybe in what used to be a nagging muscle knot or a sore knee. Your body's going to respond to your state of awareness before any one person will, that's for sure. But your body's your temple, so receive the changes that you start to see and feel within that temple. Receive all the good that is about to come your way as a result of your deeper spiritual awareness. As a result of you stopping, listening to, reading, hanging out with low vibrating people, content. You are going to advance your soul just by stopping it. And look, if you slip up, or you're unable to fully escape a lower vibrating environment, re-listen to this podcast often. Look for a detoxifying meditation aimed to clear negative energy. Do whatever it takes to clear and raise your frequency back to a heightened state of awareness. So on that note, I am going to wrap up today's episode. I just wanted to make sure that I got it out to you, the message that I feel that the universe is continuing to give us opportunities to grow and to learn and to deepen our awareness past the thought patterns of fear, doubt, lack, and worry. We are better than that. We are better than a divide. So I thank you for tuning in today, and I want you to remember that most of the people who are succumbing to the fear, doubt, lack, and worry, it's their choice to stay in that place, and it's also their choice to break free from that place. All you can do is be an example of what higher states of awareness look like. You're not going to change them. Now, if you want to share the link on your social media or share it with someone that you feel is looking for more meaning to the pandemic, who's looking for what is the bigger picture here, but they can't quite reconcile their thoughts, then share it. But have no expectations. And it is in that space that I'm going to remind you of your ability to go make your life happen, to go make your soul deepen its awareness, to go and be more present. I believe that you are way more powerful than any of these low vibrating entities want you to believe. They want to keep you down. I believe you are powerful beyond measure. I believe that you have the ability to operate at an extremely high frequency. Frequencies that most people are not ever going to tap into. But the ability to do so is there. I believe that you are magnificent, and I wish you a wonderful week. Love you guys.